hackers, and hello all you archaeologists. I'm the John Struct. Welcome to the proximity. I'm having a Final Fantasy 14 under the moonlight and under the snail adventure. We are in patch like 4.3, I think. It's the third one, so that would make sense. It is 9 in the morning. And I booked a day off. I'm pretty sure I booked a day off. I booked it off ages ago. I would have intended to book Friday off instead, so I didn't have to cycle in, but now I'm glad I did Monday instead. I checked all the videos, and like I took roughly 9 hours to do the last patch, which that's long even for like the longest. Like I swear in Heavensward they were all roughly 4 hours. I think I'm wrong, and I think they gradually get shorter. But also, I wasn't supposed to do one of the dungeons. Specifically, I wasn't supposed to do the raid. That was this patch and not the last patch. So we're gonna be going faster, hopefully. Gosetsu and Tsuyu. We'll see. Who like I want to bring the shadow. And I have impeccable timing. We've just received a letter from Lord Hyen. He writes that the Domans are coordinating their efforts with the Blue Kojin to maintain a constant watch over the Red by staying on the lookout for signs of crystal hoarding and the like. They mean to nip any summoning attempts in the bud, thereby satisfying the conditions of the peace set down by the ambassador. The Guardian's part, the Populares. So yeah, he's still a member of the Populares, regardless of him if he's evil or not. Sent word that the vessel bearing Doman's conscripts soon arrive to Yanxia. Turn that off, John. Lord, I missed a bit. Lord Hyen requests your presence, and I share his view that you should be on his hand at this critical juncture. So, this quest line, I believe, has one dungeon in it. According to the letter, your Tsuyu's memory is yet to return, so it looks like she'll be living out the rest of her days in Doma, assuming the ambassador means to honour the agreement. Yes, she's definitely never going to be relevant to the plot again. Before we get to that, however, I think it would be wise to assess the condition at one last time if the Domans have missed any change to her mental state. However slight, it would be better if Asai wasn't the one to spot it. Agreed, let us make straight ways for the Enclave then. Lord Hyen would be waiting. I trust you'll cope with our absence, Tataru. I want to know where it's going as well. I want to know where the turn is. Don't worry about me, I'll be fine. Just be sure to come back safely. Because, like, the first game to Heavensward, there's no fucking clue Heavensward is coming, to be honest. Like, there's an entire zone, but that's like the level 50 zone, and then you run away from the plot. And then you're in Heavensward and you're doing Heavensward stuff. And it's fine, because Heavensward's great. Like, yeah, it's a massive improvement over the original game. And I think Stormblood is as well. It's just not an improvement over Heavensward. But, Stormblood does at least have setup. It's got 2 games worth of setup because you were setting it up in the first game as well. I think that's one of the reasons I'm slightly disappointed with it. It has so much build. Like, the entire middle plot between Realm Reborn and Heavensward is all just set up to Stormblood, really. And all the Illbird stuff is great. You're like, oh wow, did he come back? Like, I'm still somewhat confused at the motivations of certain characters. Because Illbird turns evil, then he's like, ha, I was doing it just for good reasons, sort of, you know. But what the fuck were the other 2 people doing it for? Well, Yu Hase and bloody, dickhead, I forget his name. What were they doing it for? Because I can totally see Illbird, who's an Illbird, let's not forget, going, well, look, all of my countrymen want this rebellion to happen, and they'll be willing to sacrifice their lives. I just won't ask them, right? I get that mentality. That's a thing that exists in real life, right? But what the fuck did Yu Hase? Why do I remember his name and not the other guy? The guy who's repeatedly betrayed us. Laurinaitis, there. We're taking a boat as well. It's one of these annoying times where we have to go. We could have just teleported to the other side of the boat, taken it back, and I painstakingly walked here. The thing of it being a work day is, I guess, I'm less likely to be interrupted by people and having, but also I feel like brother was just like, you know, get on with it then if you, but the fun of streaming 2 people is talking to people, right? I guarantee that those are actually the most interesting parts because you can see the content anywhere, right? Anyone who's listening to these words right now are presumably somewhat invested in John as a person rather than the game. Because otherwise you'll just watch some popular person play this game instead. I don't know. Maybe you don't like popular people. And you're like, yeah, no, I'll find somebody who basically has no viewers and I'll watch their version and I'll get a perspective. But I mean, I feel like then that was still my perspective, me just being really fucking slow playing a game. I still don't understand how it took me 9 hours. Like, a part of me was just like, how have I not been that fit? Like, I had to look up the time and be like, whoa. And I'm sure there's cuts where I walked away and then realised I had to end the stream and so the 20 minutes cut off there. Maybe it's only 8 hours. Let's see, but yes, to the Doman Enclave. I have left one of my beverages, of which we'll be drinking a lot today. The thing about I'm at day 1, but I'm specifically at the part where I have taken no sacrifices yet because it's literally the morning. So I've not done the exercise yet. I've not had any meals yet to compromise with. I'm confident. I genuinely am. But we're at the easiest section of it. There's a fucking crystal here, isn't there? Why did I take a fucking boat? Nah, that should probably still be at Ralph's Reach. I see my letter reached you across the Ruby Sea. Thank you for coming so swiftly. Though I wrote at some length for the subject of the forthcoming exchange, there was one other matter I neglected to mention. It concerns Gosetsu, as you may have observed. He returned from his ordeal rather worse for the wear, despite his best efforts to conceal his condition. Perhaps because of them, he recently collapsed. Good gods, is he alright? Confined to the bed and grumbling without cease. But he has shown signs of recovery. I'm just going. Where's my phone? He made me promise not to tell you unless you worry unduly. Which was all very well when you weren't here. I guess I can be more efficient now that you are. However, I think it's high time to receive some visitors. Might you spare him a moment? You said Tsuyu scarce left his side. Imagine you're curious to see what has become of her as well. We'll visit him at once. I have Alice, shall we? Yeah, I can become more efficient at, like, talking when there's space to talk and not when there's clearly something going on the screen already. So yeah, let's get my phone out. Specifically when I'm walking places. I should be paying attention to cutscenes.
Open wide now.
Ah.
Please, Tsuyu. I'm not so frail that I cannot feed myself.
I grow weary of the taste of gruel.
Put some sugar in it. Cool sugar's probably great.
You don't like it? Can I fetch you something else?
Aye, wine. Or if that is not wholesome enough, I don't know. A sweet persimmon from Namai? I enjoyed them in my youth.
A persimmon?
Nay, pay me no mind. I am full. Besides, we have guests.
I hope we are not interrupting your meal. We had heard you were confined to bed and thought you might welcome some visitors.
Confined to... A gross exaggeration. A trifle drained from my exertions, perhaps.
Trifle?
But with a little rest, I shall be fighting fit again in no time.
Persimmon trifle, that sounds amazing. This is cold. There.
Take off your clothes.
Gosetsu, is this how you've been spending your time?
My lady, I assure you, this is not.
See, comedy is at its best when there's like large
We need to wash you. You stink.
large pauses between all the lines.
What are all these scars? There are so many of them.
A life of battle will leave its mark upon a man.
My God, she's remembering.
Is something wrong, Tsuyu?
It's nothing. I'm fine.
But leave me be, woman. I will not be fussed over like some newborn babe.
Comedy! They make a convincing pair, do they not? On first acquaintance, I would think them doting grandsire and a model grandchild. Yeah, it feels very Japanese, that relationship. Indeed, I had someone told me a year ago that I would live to bear witness to such a... Which is why that joke seems really weird to have. What are you doing? That one. That aside, I'm relieved to see Gosetsu has lost none of his spirit. But what a turn of events. I mean, for her to suddenly be watching over him, you couldn't make it up. You could. Somebody did. I suppose Gosetsu is an old man. With the charges for life, it could be easy... The way he charges for life, it can be easy to forget. I resisted decrepitude the same defiance he showed the enemy's Doma. But no matter how adamant his will, no man can carry on forever. He lies, I can. Pushed himself beyond the limits of endurance too many times. Even if his health returns, the fact remains he will never again be the warrior he once was. He has given it all for his liege and land, but will ask no more. What of his nurse? Tsuyu is feigning that, well, she suddenly has me fooled. This is no pretense. Yugili, out of all of us, I would think you the hardest to convince, so what makes you so sure? Been spying on Tsuyu from the shadows, waiting for the misstep that would betray her charade for what it was. But her mask has never slipped, not once. What about the time when she was like, nothing? She's remained in character from the first. One evening I watched her as she sat in the chambers, unguarded and alone. It was well boring. She was taking the dishes from the cupboard, was pretending to prepare dinner right in the tatami. A child's game. Even the wariest shinobi. I should get some water, shouldn't would not go to such lengths, I can but conclude that her mind is truly broken. Well, that's good enough for me. This is a weird plot point. And everyone else I would hazard. Matter is settled. Yotsu will become Tsuyu, giving a new life here in Doma. Before that can happen, however, we need to present her to the ambassador one last time to prove her memory is truly gone. I would not risk parading her in front of returning conscripts. Her presence at the exchange would only stir up mutinous thoughts. Understandably, she's good as fasten the chains around her neck. Which is why I mean to conclude this business with Tsuyu first. Out of sight of my countrymen, will you help me? So, what I do like is they established that people would fucking murder her, right, with stones, because they did that with the other character. And they don't need to show that scene again. We like, having the equivalent storylines makes that obvious. At your service, there's no higher purpose than the pursuit of peace. My thanks, Guardians are out of their way. Let's prepare to welcome the ambassador. We will meet you at the docks with Tsuyu. Right, one moment, let's... Right, where are we going? It's just outside. Why can I teleport there now? Did I just not click on the right things and I didn't need to walk? That might be the case. Fair enough, I literally have not clicked on any of those things. Oh, this is much faster than what I did last time, isn't it? Right. The problem is, obviously, I talk about what's happening, and when something's happening, something's on the screen for me to be quiet about. When there's nothing happening, or when I'm fighting, there's less to talk about. Aren't I right, Taoist Muggle? Shall we wait here then? Lord Hien should not be long. My friends, have you seen Tsuyu? She's nowhere to be found. What? But the Guardians will be landing in a matter of moments. If she's fled, it could mean her memories have returned. No, not. Yugiri is scouring the streets as we speak. It's possible Tsuyu has left the Enclave altogether. Captain, a word. Did you perchance carry fair-skinned woman across the river? Fair-skinned woman, my lord? I do not rightly know. That's like a lot of the women here. Yes, my lord. Now that you mention it, there was a lady among the passengers who I do not recall having seen before. Face was hidden by the brim of her hat. We just walked off. It was seconds. I remember taking her hand to help her on the boat. White as new fallen snow it was. She's someone important, my lord. Have I done something wrong? Wrong? No, I was merely hoping to catch our guest before she departed. Be at ease, Captain. Definitely not panicking. It would seem that Tsuyu has crossed the river. Can you help me? No good can come of this. Right. It's aiming, I believe. Now our quest is complete. Hey, I wonder how the volume is. It's always a fucking nightmare, the volume. I will figure out one of these days. Next time I take a break, I'll actually do a tiny bit of research on it. Obviously, I have minimal amounts of the time because there's only 4 days. Yada, yada, yada. Oh, God. We're on our 4th bag. I guess I'll open the maiming one as well. Cool. I now have some gear that does something. I don't even think 370 is... Oh, no, never mind, it is. Ah, it's boring anyway. That one's kind of cool. Oh, is this? Yeah, it's cool. It's a shame. No, that would be the samurai one, John. No, that's Archer. Yeah, that's the one we just got. Don't forget the most important garb. Lady Buddington's coat. Lady Buddington! She's on the case. I'll find her. Right. No. Gone like the morning dew. It seems Tsuyu has gone unrecognized thus far, but can we help us if somebody catches a clear view of her face? We must find her before that happens. The responsibility for her disappearance for all of us lies with me, but I would ask for your aid nonetheless. We are at your service, Lord Hien. Now, as before, let us make the crossing and begin our search. You go on ahead. Someone should let Yugiri know what we've learned. I'll join you on the other side. We've no way of knowing where Tsuyu is headed, so we best divide our forces. I'll take Kusakari and its surrounds Alphino. If you take the road to Castrum Fluminus. Forgive me. I could ask you to interrogate the residents of Zuka Mana. One of the Namazu may have seen our quarry. That's one of the catfish, right? If anyone is in agreement, let us board the skiff. Hope the Kami smile upon our efforts. Lady Buddington is on the case. Oh, hang on, I'm already there. Not the water. Where's the manor? I don't know fuck where the Zuka Manor is. Okay, not here. It just occurred to me that I've seen in some of the fights somebody that still has the bud symbol rather than the flower, and that must mean he's paid for even less time than I have somehow. Okay, maybe that arrow points to it. No, that just points to a quest. That's surely okay. Maybe those are the quests. That's got to be Izuka Manor. Yeah. Doobity-doobity-doo, doing some waiting. Thank you, game, for simulating the wait. Oh no, that guy's taking too long to set his traps. Okay, there we go. Pelskin Monument. Mr. Traveller, sorry to say, let's get us in Damaso. On the other hand, we have an abundance. You don't have scaly skin, what are you talking about? What scales? Well, the woman on the way back from the fishing trip. You go fishing? She just crossed the shallows across here, headed northeast. She's gone to get the fruit, hasn't she? For the most part, her steps did not seem certain. If you hurry, you might catch her. Okay, I feel like we're going to go through this really quickly now there are no quests. Those dungeons, I think, take a much longer amount of time than, like, I internalize. I hate crossing the water. Yeah, at some point we have to sell bags. I'm gonna... we should make copies of cool clothing and put them in our stock and store, but... I'm on a parrot. Destination northeast, perhaps. No more water. I might not have needed to go there. We just go so fucking slowly in the water. Why can't we have a boat? Okay, I was nervous that this was not going to get us there. Seems I've gotten lucky. Here we are. Is this where the persimmons grow? We are surveying. It's much like waiting. I need to adjust the camera. I'll do that next time when I make my cup of tea. Nowhere to be seen to the ground, or the short distance to the north, you spy a familiar-looking wide-brimmed hat. Bad doggos. Just the hat. Oh no, it is a hat. Fuck. Hey, before you ask, I'll search for Kusakari of Kusakari and the surroundings. Yielded exactly know what to say of this chance reunion with you, I suppose. Mistress Alice has gone to assist her brother at Castrum. It was she who informed me of the situation and joined Lord Hien here shortly after. How did you fare at Izuka Manor in his son of our missing guest? Izuka. Towards Namai, where the kami, if the villagers recognize it, will not end well. You must hurry, Yukili, and I will check the paddies. The village square is yours.
Greetings. Might I have one of your... Wait! Please! I only wanted a persimmon.
Kami, save us! Her spirit has returned!
She's back from the dead to seek her revenge!
Kill her with sticks! It's dog people.
It can't be. She couldn't have survived.
What did I do?
As if you don't know!
Good people of Namai, be at ease, I pray you. You have naught to fear.
A little strong.
My lord, forgive me, but what is that monster doing here? They told us she was dead!
I too was surprised to learn of her survival. More even than you, I would hazard. 'Twas I who cut her down, I who left her to her fate. But it would seem the Kami had other plans. By some miracle, both she and Gosetsu were spared when the keep collapsed, though Yotsuyu's preservation came at the cost of her memory.
You're saying she's forgotten? Forgotten everything she's done?
Lies! Lies, my lord! She would say anything to escape punishment!
I like the fun bit of acting there.
What does it matter?
Lies!
We have not forgotten her crimes, and we demand justice! I beg of you, Lord Hien, draw your blade and rid us of this canker!
What I saw then, it's all true. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You're sorry? And what? We're supposed to forgive you?
Here, there's no need to cry. Can't you see how scared she is? How can you be scared of her? She's not the same.
Even the dog is confused. That's rough.
Until such time as her memories return, this woman shall be known as Tsuyu, and treated as a citizen of Doma. I will, however, see that she is watched at all times. Rest assured that there will be no more unannounced visits to the village. As your lord, I ask that you leave her fate in my hands, and suffer her to live, for now.
Please, Issei.
All right. I'll keep my peace. As long as you're happy, that's all that matters.
I guess that one. Now our quest is complete. We are burning through this one. Like, okay, it's been 45 minutes, which is slightly longer than I thought it was going to be. But we're halfway through, like, this one. Again, I've not done any of the dungeons yet, so we are right next to Ethernet cable. Let's make sure I've got the dungeons done. This is probably where all the fucking time comes. So it's the Genbu quest I have to do. I think that's it. I think there were 2 dungeons, one's in the quest line and the other's Genbu. Fuck, where is that? That makes sense because Hell's Lid is connected to that, I think. Yeah. Why did I think that wasn't worth... Like, I wasn't... Okay. There was a bit where I was just like, do I need to do this? It's just a weird side quest. But no, it's a side quest connected to dungeons. Why would I not do them? The dungeons are the best bit of this game. Oh, but motherfucker, why are you there? I'm sure there's a simple way to get there, but okay, we'll go to Kugane. It's one of those. My name should be John. Okay, well, we can see where Hell's Lid is. Was that a dungeon or was it a God, it's all starting to melt together, isn't it? Yeah, a dungeon that I did. And the cat was a dungeon as well, wasn't it? Yeah, but sometimes you get like one-off little fights, that guy. Maybe this way, maybe they'll take us across the boats. I enjoy the concept of hell having a lid. Gotta keep a lid on it, you know? No need to explain. Genbu told me all about you and the thrashing you gave him and the others. Need to escort me back to the temple? Yeah, sure. I mean, it's right there, yeah. No, that's the entrance to the dungeon, John. Why can't this have a teleport point? Genbu! Byakko! Well done, Naive, well done. You have done, my friend, a great kindness, one we shall not soon to forget. What exactly did you ask Soroban to do? Oh, you needn't be so concerned. You know well the power of the Kojin's incantations, yes, but I asked Soroban to undergo a little training that he might assist us in the maintenance of the wards. He has demonstrated a remarkable aptitude thus far. In fact, much longer must I continue? Concentrate, less chanting, more chanting. Youthful energy. It's been far too long since we had the pleasure of such company, not since Tenzen, I imagine. I've been meaning to ask what sort of man was Tenzen. We only just learned the stories. You already said they were half wrong. Curious, are you? Very good, very good. Far too many people have no interest in the past. What to say? What to say? Well, one for one, Tenzen was blessed with the self-same power Naive possesses, the Echo, I believe it's sometimes called. As you probably know, the personal experience that individuals are often regarded with suspicion, if not outright fear. No, everyone just treats me like I'm the most important person in the world. Nevertheless, Tenzen was a generous soul who was eager to aid his fellow man. Big rock tied up, lest the rock escape. Indeed, he died as he lived, fighting for the sake for those he loved. You see, when he faced Koryu, we four lords were quite young and weak, not even auspices. In truth, we could not look. the last of Shank Tenzin prisoner mortally wounded Koryu, then bequeathed us the sacred treasure, a crystal which shone with an otherworldly light. Oh, is that the crystal? It's turned it back into stone. That's how crystals work. Crystal is stone, John. Whatever. After, as I wondered, this crystal was the source of the powers that we would grow to possess. We would have become the Four Lords without it. In my heart, I think not. But built this temple to strengthen the wards and safeguard the Ruby Sea in Tenzin's stead. The legacy would be ours, and so it has been to this day. So it will continue to be, but only we can rely upon it to quell the Aramitama of our comrades. That can wait though. Byako needs his rest, and so do you, Naive. Spoken up. In that case, I probably will be for the best if we went back to Kugani. There's no telling what mischief that man up there will get in my absence. I too should take my leave. Doubtless I'm needed in Tamamizu. Oh, you're not going anywhere. Your training's far from finished, my friend. But I can't possibly refuse the request of the Four Lords, can I? I hate to impose upon you now, but perhaps you can go to Tamamizu in my stead. It may be some time before I'm permitted to return home. I hope Bunchin is a bunny like me. Okay, hang on. Where the fuck are we? Oh, we are nowhere near. That's underwater as well. Bunjin! Oh, he's not. So Ban will be staying with Genbu for a time. How wonderful to hear. No doubt he will make the most of his blessed opportunity. I have another missive for you. It was delivered personally by an unusual cat. Auspice, I presume. You're welcome to come and go from the temples as you like, Fury. Remain as a post above ground. You only need to seek him out. Cool. Should be glad if you take him up on his invitation and look in on Soroban every now and then. After all, he is the essence of a representative. In essence, our representative there. Cool. Your tortoise in time. That's a fun reference. Pleasure as ever to see you, my friend. Would that I could say the same for Soroban. He has yet to return to Tamamizu. I can only assume he is busy undergoing Genbu's rigorous training. So yeah, I should have finished the quest line. And this was the second one. When I have my link pull is working. So unreliable, these little things. I'm going to pay a visit to the temple, see Soroban, give him a treat to keep his spirits up if you're available. You should come back too. Hope you haven't forgotten how to get there, but in case, to look for the cute animal, try not to look at the guard duty in the middle of a volcanic island. Yes. Of course, not privy to your conversation just now, but just off the top of my chances, you're bound to rise in temple. Give Soroban and give my regards. Liar. Which means I have to fucking go back to... no, not the German enclave. That was a poor choice, wasn't it? To Kugani! This, I think, adds a lot of time. Although, moving about. Yeah. Still, if I can get a patch done like before I eat lunch, that'd be great. That'd be a really good, efficient morning. I do my exercise, have lunch. Maybe have a little bit of a tidy. rabbits swim? I'm going to say yes. I've considered a rabbit. Because the thing is, I'm trying to get a cat, but I've got to do... That's how I pronounce cats. It's always going to be cat. But like, there's so much setup I need to actually do in this place before... Because I need to build the kitchen and things and change the windows. Whereas a rabbit would have a hutch and I've got a yard. I know people don't regard them not proper pets, but they'd be floofy. So I was just imagining life with a bunny. You can have both. Have more than one pet. The worry is, of course, that animals have lifespans. Well, not these ones. Just get an immortal one. And then they can eventually talk to you. I headed for the temple, just taking in the wonderful smoky air. Kimbu! He's been doing that for fucking ages. Oh, well met, brave adventure. You came along this day. What of the urchin girl I recall nipping at your heels? That's Tataru, Tataru. I'll thank you not to forget it, or else you'll get no takoyaki from me. Oh my, that'd be most unfortunate. My sincerest... one day I'll try takoyaki. I'm not sure I'd like it. I shall endeavour to remember, little urchin Tataru. Of course, your name I will not soon forget, for you saved my dear friend Byakko, descending into madness. It is good that you are here, and I have Soroban has made great strides in his... Oh yeah, Genbu was the boss at the end of that dungeon. Training is true, but I believe... Presumably there's 2 more dungeons then, because there's 4 lords. We need to consider more drastic methods. Though he's not without potential Soroban, he simply lacks divinity. Should we carry on as we are here, he may not be ready when we have need of his strength. As with Byakko before, there will come a time when we must confront Tsuyu and Suzaku. Suzaku's the crane, right? Quell the raging Aramatama within them. Oh, is it? It's dragon and crane, I think. Accordingly, we must use every means at our disposal, no matter how dangerous, to ensure what we are prepared. No matter how dangerous. What exactly did you have in mind? There's no need for fearful trembling or withdrawing into one's shell. All I'd need is for you to open a box, a tomate box? What is it? Well, I've opened my fair share of boxes. Hey, it is the tomate box! But no, that is no ordinary box you must open. It is the tomate bacco of geomancy, a sacred vessel that harbours a very powerful time itself. I know the story, because my brother told me it, and it's in One Piece. And yet, you say there was no need for fearful trembling. The box sounds terribly dangerous. To what end would you have me open it? This makes you old. That is, you may bathe in its temporal magics and age 1,000 years in an instant, yeah. That you may undergo the change and become an auspice, albeit until the magics dissipate. You would have me become an auspice like the 4 lords? In One Piece, tomato box contains drugs, but the drugs, what is it? There's a word. What is the word for the drugs the wrestlers take? Steroids, yeah. Didn't you come across the tomato bacco and Shishui, the violent tides? Did you? You did, didn't you? Did I? I'm aware there were similar relics in the possession of the rain. However, their magics alter only the appearance of those exposed. Mummer's trick, glamour, altogether unlike the phenomenal power of the tomato bacco we seek. No, this is no legend, an incontroversial truth. For the one who created Tsuyu Bako of geomancy was a fellow Auspice. I don't remember that. It's probably a boss with thought. Like many of us, he'd lived long enough to see the comrade become consumed by the Arumitama. So I'd have to look up. So, as I said before, I know what Arumitama is, but I know it is a little weird floating symbol in Persona. And I'm guessing the idea is auspices, if I'm understanding this correctly, from this game, and from what I know from other games. So a creature just happens to live a really fucking long time, and they essentially become conscious. Not all animals are conscious, John. What's the word? In Star Trek, they scan planets for like, oh, sir, this planet is full of what is the Star Trek word for a life form?
Here's what I found.
I swear Google used to be less shit. I know I said that in a vague way, but... Okay, no, it missed the last word. Sapient. There we go. Sentient is the word Star Trek uses, but it means sapient. Yeah, so after like 1,000 years or whatever, they become sapient, they can talk, and like... Eventually they get powers, right? But through all this, they also have like a weird build-up of like emotions. And there's not just anger. Anger's just the dangerous one. And they have to, I presume, and it's because they're magical beings, even their emotions are magical, and it changes them, warps them. And Arumitama is the dangerous one. If I understand this correctly. No choice but to put an end to their rampages. The Auspice knew full well he was destined to share the fate, and so before he fell from grace, he resolved to craft the Tsuyu Bako of geomancy. Tsuyu Bako, I'm going to call it because Bako sounds rubbish. And when his work was completely bathed in its magics until he was no more. The Kami chose to die while his mind was still his own. Don't know what to say. Just like how cancer works, or, you know, crabs. Once the true potential of the box was understood, that it could bring death into an auspice, it was decided one mutates into crabs, one doesn't just stay alive and become crab. It was decided that it should be placed under the lock and key in the swallow's compass, and swallows, whatever, until we have need of it. However, Grand Mausoleum, the Grand Ganon, was abandoned to Shikigami, forever bound to its halls of Asgardians. The only warrior of surpassing strength can overcome their trials. Oh, that's me! I'm of that. Although I should probably put on my real coat. Still yourself so bound until that moment. I have returned to the Tsuyu Bako of geomancy. I was trained like you've never trained before. Ah, I've been rubbish at training. Yes, of course.